Hello, Dallas. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to all my global viewers. Thank you so much for joining today's live program. Welcome to my show, Global Gupshup, an Asian news presentation. And I am your host, Benakatti, all the way from Dallas, taking you all on an exciting journey every time with me to meet an extraordinary guest every show. Well, today's topic is rather very unique, I must say, and extremely close to our heart, to all of us. Um, you know, to speak Earth. Earth is our home planet, and we are very often seen it as the feminine, the great mother, known for its unconditional love, affection, nourishment, the fertility, if we come to that, the nature, and it's infinite creativity of Almighty. So, and of course, longevity is also represented by Earth. Said all this, you must be wondering where I'm going. Well, okay, I am about to introduce my guest because today I have a guest with me who has a very unique way of looking at our Mother Earth, and an astonishing way to appreciate it, and also an astounding way to show his gratitude or our gratitude for the blessing that what we have, or most of us almost every time take it as granted. Well, folks, he's also a physician, very well-known physician from Florida, and he's graduated from Mysore Medical School and completed his residency in England, Scotland, and Wales for 6 years. And his postgraduate degrees are MR, CGP, and DCH. And he worked as a district medical officer in Newfoundland, Canada from 78 to 1980. And he also worked as a teaching fellow in the Department of Family Medicine, University of Miami for 1 year, and worked as a clinical assistant professor in family medicine, same at the University of Miami. Currently, he's working as a family physician in private practice to present, serving the community. Since 1984 in Kendall, started incorporating the integrative medicine in his office since the year 2000. So, he also helps people with the chronic gut problems, stress and pain management, and, and craniosacral and musculoskeletal therapy, and so on. So, and he's also a very, very proud father, or I should say, our proud 21st Surgeon General of United States, Dr. Murthy, is his son, and he's a very proud father, and we are so proud of him as well. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Dr. Enel Hallegere Murthy, all the way from Florida, to my show, Global Gupshup.
Thank you, Anu, for a wonderful introduction, and also to tell so many good things about the Mother Earth and the nature and our gratitude.
Absolutely.
It is amazing how much you know about nature and the global.
Well, it is a small thing to speak, because I think what we take, I guess we have never learned to give back. Probably that's one of human nature, I believe. But I think it's time after 2020 that it's time to appreciate what we got instead of, taking every time as granted. So, and know a little bit more about you and, your journey a little bit, like, how long ago that you came here, and, how was life, and, in brief, that will be great.
Yeah. I think, after the graduation, it was a wonderful year, I must say, in Mysore, which we did not realize when we were there. After we left, we realized how beautiful the life was in Mysore and also in India, and especially the weather-wise and people affection-wise and all of that. After all the residency training and graduation we did in England and Scotland, one thing I realized in the United States for the first time, I've been around different parts of the world. When I came here and started working in the university, whenever I expressed certain views, suddenly there was a recognition in the university among the professors and the chairman to say, oh, Dr. Murthy is saying something, let us listen. I was very surprised and really pleasantly happy. Some thoughts are being recognized, and that is the beauty of America. And that is the beauty where everybody's views and the excellence is being appreciated, encouraged, and then made them grow very well.
That's very, very, nice of you to just, like share that, your experience with us. It makes us also like go back and look at it, and then, it's like, yes, so many of us have been in those shoes. Thank you. So before we even talk about our today's topic, I think, let's give a little bit of a introduction, like, and connect our audience that, what we are going to take us through the journey of today. So let's start with the organization that you're involved with, and it all started because of that, called Scope Foundation. So talk a little bit about its purpose, services, and the projects, the past and present, and then we will talk about the current project, that what we are going to talk in detail.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
So Scope Foundation was started in 2006 with the main intention of helping the children's education, mainly in rural and small towns. Initially, we started with distributing the computers to the schools.
Okay.
The reason was, in the villages, children do not have the IT educational facilities, but when they have to compete for the college admissions, they have to compete with the city children, where they have all the facilities and amenities, and it is actually handicap for them. So I decided to take new computers from in United States and distribute it to about, first time about 17 schools, and second time about another 15 schools. But later on, through the process of customs and other things become more cumbersome. So I
Right.
thought it would be more appropriate for me to do some other services for the children as well as for the other group.
Right. Right.
So we continue to do the scholarships and encouragement for the children and eye screening for the children. It is amazing. At least about 10 to 15% of the children in schools require glasses,
Oh,
but they
yes.
would not ask for one.
Right.
And if you just provide a simple screening and glasses, they would really benefit very much with the education. That is the one. After doing this for a few years, we realized there are two areas in life, in human life, requires more attention. One is when you are youngest, and another one is when you are oldest.
Right.
So this is the age group. Then we decided, how could we help the elderly people?
Right.
So it came into mind, the commonest reason for the blindness around the world is actually cataract.
Right.
So we thought, let us screen all the elderly people for cataracts and then provide them the services. So we did that. So thousands of people have been screened. Of cataract surgeries were given and then followed up also. And we provided all the care with full financial responsibility. This process, we did not raise any funds or anything. It is all family funding only. And because of that, we took only the cataract issue. We did not take the other healthcare issues like diabetes, blood pressures, and other things. And we would advertise in the community, and we get the patients, and we get the doctors from Mysore.
Right.
The screening, the transportation is provided free of charge, the surgery is free of charge, and glasses. So when they come back to the villages, they will be given once a week for 4 weeks follow-up, and then once a month for 3 months follow-up. All of this, that is what we did. And then, in 2019, of course, all these years I've been practicing medicine. When I was practicing medicine, because of the integrative nature of the medicine I was practicing, in the United States, the highest problem in the United States is mental stress.
Right.
There is a mental stress presenting in the doctor's office with the physical problems.
Right.
So then, I thought, we have the license to prescribe the medications, all of which is actually addictive medication.
Right.
Then I thought, for such a common problem, if we have only the medications, I have the license to actually create an addictive society. Then I thought, we must have some other alternative methodology to address a common problem. That is when
Right.
I went and learned the integrative medicine. During the process, there is one element which I will describe later on.
Okay.
It's called active relaxation of the mind. I will describe later on in the program.
Sure.
This active relaxation, I would ask the patients to meditate on the Mother Earth,
Right.
because as a physician, I did not want to go into the religious side of the activity. So I
Mhm.
focused on the Mother Earth, and also I had developed a methodology to test the energy
Mhm.
in meditation, and then after they did the meditation.
Mhm.
Always in 25 years, I must have tested thousands of patients.
Mhm.
Not even once the energy was reduced. Energy was always 100% higher after
Mhm.
5 minutes of meditation. So that is when I thought
Mhm.
Mother Earth has such a spiritual energy. When
Mhm.
we concentrate and meditate on her, she gives that energy to us. But unfortunately, we have millions of temples, millions of churches, millions of mosques, but we don't have one single monument in
Mhm.
the whole world in
Mhm.
respect and recognition of our services for our
Mhm.
Mother Earth. That is when in 2019, I thought, as a sense of gratitude, we should have a monument in her
Amen.
name. That
Right.
is how it started.
So monument is also like we are comparing to the kind of like a worshiping Mother Earth at the same time that we are actually appreciating what we are getting from Mother Earth, and that is the whole idea of like creating the monument. Is that correct? Because you said that when you conducted those experiments on those people, that when they started the meditation, their concentration level or the peace of mind that was at the level of either 0 to 2, and then after that, and you experimented with the water, and then that one was like all the way to 10, and not even a single time that was failed. So I think
Like,
that is definitely something that is very, very interesting
yes.
to learn.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Now, in addition to that, so there are a lot of work has been done.
Uh-huh.
For example, in India, we take Tirtham and Prasadam.
Right.
Okay, I have tested whether you do the prayers in silence,
Uh-huh.
whether you do the prayers in a loud way,
Uh-huh.
chanting, okay, or whether you sit down and meditate. There is always a change in the energy of the person.
Mm-hmm.
That change permeates
Mm-hmm.
not just within the person.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to the within the person, it permeates outside the person to the surrounding structures, surrounding people, and surrounding water.
Correct.
That is when I have tested the tirtha
Mm-hmm.
before they have done the prayers or the bhajans,
Mm-hmm.
and I have tested the energy of the same tirtha after that. It is
Right.
always 100% higher.
Okay.
So that tells us the vibrations what we create
Okay.
through the meditation,
Okay.
silently or prayers, silently or overtly,
Right.
positive vibrations create a positive response in
Mm-hmm.
our body.
Right.
You see, our body is made of 75% of water.
Mm-hmm.
So the molecules in the body, what molecules in the body, because of the positive focus what we are having, they
Mm-hmm.
change
Right.
to the
Right.
positive side. And
Correct.
whatever the water they are holding, whatever the things they are having next to them,
Mm-hmm.
it is so saturated,
Mm-hmm.
it permeates outside our body to the surrounding structures.
Okay.
So
Wow.
that is the one of the emphasis, I have been telling them.
Right.
Doing the meditation is not a myth, it is a science.
Correct.
Because especially younger children,
Mm-hmm.
they will think, meditation is something religious.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, even though it is a better acceptance now.
Mm-hmm.
When I started this program in 1987, 88,
Mm-hmm.
so some of the people from different countries who are very orthodox, they
Mm-hmm.
came in and were telling me, actually, I'm trying to spread some kind of a religious concept.
Right.
So then, but these days, the education of the community is so good, they do not have that kind of a constraint to practice meditation.
Wow, that's very nice to know, Dr. Murthy, because I know that I'm going to ask you the next question connected to this one because it's going to be very interesting. See, that is how we are connected to Earth so deeply and very unknowingly, getting all that energy transferred from Earth to us, and then getting a benefit out of it. So, how are we? I know we talked about it is not just one way. We are also connected emotionally, devotionally, and also spiritually, one or the other way to Earth. So how so?
Yeah, that is a very good question. So far, humanity has been looking at Mother Earth
Uh-huh.
as a material provider.
Right.
We look at the Mother Earth, how much of oil she has, how much of
Mhm.
metal she has, how much of gold she has. Environment is going to be ruined by us, by carbon emission and whatever, all the things we are doing. And by that, the resources are going to be exhausted for us not to have it for children and grandchildren from here to thousands of years.
Mhm.
So we have been concentrating on the material wealth. We are concentrating on the future in terms of the material wealth.
Mhm.
What I am bringing it here is Mother Earth has an abundant material wealth, understood, and we
Okay.
have been enjoying it
Yeah.
immensely.
Yes.
And
Immense.
all the things what we all have across
Right.
the world is
Right.
all the gift and the generosity of the Mother Earth what has been given.
Correct.
What we have not realized is Mother Earth also has a spiritual energy.
Okay.
Because of our spiritual energy, when we do the meditation,
Mhm.
the energy change in our body is exactly the same when you do the meditation in a traditional way. So we need to recognize that spiritual strength of the Mother Earth. That
Mhm.
way, we have the emotional attachment,
Mhm.
we have the emotional bonding with her,
Okay.
and automatically, when you have the emotional bonding and attachment, the loving affection comes in there.
Yes.
When the love comes in there, nobody has to tell, okay, we will do the what you call it's protect the Mother Earth, do this, do that. Just like nobody has to tell us to take care of our mother, our father, or our children because of the loving emotional bond we have.
Correct.
So, with the spiritual approach to the Mother Earth,
Mhm.
as a sense of recognition, expression of gratitude, we will be able to see
Mhm.
how we can relate to her as a mother
Mother. Right.
because she is the real mother, not
Yes.
only for us, for generations to come, and generations has been.
Right.
Okay, and we need to recognize that generosity and start expressing our gratitude.
Sure. Absolutely right. And I 100% agree with you because I think, like, especially with all the natural, the disasters and all we experienced in the last past year, I think we definitely have some sense that, how important it is that we should really value